relationship. If you want to be honest, well, the child is most at risk when the father doesn't sanction it. And the mother's just like, he's with who? Who? I don't know that fool. Like, you know what I mean? So fathers usually sanction these relationships. The coaches, the school district, the people he's playing with on the team. So at the high school level, that stuff gets real. People put their house up for sale to go live in another school district type stuff so they can play for another coach, right? So that's usually how deep in the game fathers are with this type of behavior. So we're not beating on our chest. No man shall talk or give direction to my child. Come on now. We're not doing that. We actually want, especially the men in our community, that's why men create community, to have a large amount of influence on our children.
Are any men
I
though,
agree.
aside from the father, allowed to have any, like, I'm not saying say or influence, but are we, like, are coaches allowed to be cool with the kids or anything? Like, I'm
Teachers,
Absolutely.
look, we got
In
more control of
conjunction
you
with
kids
your
for
father.
8 hours than you do.
Yes, I'm trying to understand because I agree. Like, I'm 100% with you guys in terms of the father. Like, I'm all for the traditional roles and everything. I think I've already been on the show saying how important the father is in the child's development, especially after the formative years. I'm just confused in how it's like you guys matter so much, but I don't understand how a man just being with the mom, just being there, just let's say no, I'm not going to speak on the freaking stepdad anymore. A coach maybe even taking your son because he's friends with his son home and they're playing video games. Like, is that okay? Like, I don't.
No, we're not
I
beating,
said,
we're not
it
beating
was
our.
3 words.
Come on now, we're
It
not
was
beating our
right,
chest. Okay,
responsibility, and authority.
Not only
That's
do we
what.
sanction those relationships, we usually create them for our sons. So we sanction them 1,000%. We know where the child is at all times. We know the people that they are with. We completely sanction those relationships. If you want to be honest, well, the child is most at risk when the father doesn't sanction it. And the mother's just like, he's with who? Who? I don't know that fool. Like, you know what I mean? So fathers usually sanction these relationships. The coaches, the school district, the people he's playing with on the team. So at the high school level, that stuff gets real. People put their house up for sale to go live in another school district type stuff so they can play for another coach, right? So that's usually how deep in the game fathers are with this type of behavior. So we're not beating on our chest. No man shall talk or give direction to my child. Come on now. We're not doing that. We actually want, especially the men in our community, that's why men create community, to have a large amount of influence on our children. This is why men typically know not only the coaches at the school. Shan, you're a teacher. Men kind of come in if they're single fathers, but you know, they know the teacher, they know the coaches, they'll know the trainer, they know all this type of, yeah.
I don't see many fathers at mine, unfortunately.
Well, because mom's got custody. You live in Atlanta, that's why. She ain't tell him nor send him the email. That's what it was.
No, I call them sometimes. If I see a man on there, I'll call them, but it don't, they'll just they'll fuss a little bit. They don't come to the conference. The woman.
I ain't seen the boy in 8 years. Now you want me to come to teacher parent teacher conference? I don't know.
I guess we must be living.
Listen, what did I say that makes me happen? Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all really do.
No, you legit said that a man takes over a house and now those are his kids. That's not.
Listen, that's how I was. No, but that's really how I was raised. I was raised.
You're trying to get somebody deleted. Stop it.
Not deleted, but I know. But back in the day, you do understand that that's how they used to roll. When a woman got pregnant, she was shipped off, right? She came back, and that kid, whoever she married to, that kid became his kid.
Remember, those fathers.
That just
the biological father was usually absent.
Okay, I disagree with that. Just so we're clear, I disagree with that.
No, I didn't say it should happen. I said that's what used to happen.
Right.
I didn't say it should happen.
Yeah,
I think that people
like,
have custody of
from what I can remember, it was like the woman got pregnant. So what I think the story that I've heard, because I'm from Virginia, right? And the number one story you hear is sailors coming in port, impregnating the women, and then leaving out. Right? So yeah, you're never going to see that child's father again. Whoever comes in and steps in and marries that woman, yes, that is his household. those are his children. But
I
just
think
like
that's
Harrison
fine.
said, and Harrison made it very detailed. He said, if there's an active father whom the children love and see every day, daddy, that type of, oh no, that man has no dominion over his kids. Another man coming in there is literally stepping on that man's toes, metaphorically speaking.
So I want to emphasize, people love to say that is what they used to do back in the day. That's not something I'm saying they should do now, because I do believe in joint custody. I'm a great co-parent. I will hand off responsibility. We're doing this together, shit. But I'm saying back in the day, that was not that way. And I do believe that has a lot to do with the reason why when you have a kid out of wedlock, that kid naturally has that mother's last name, because you guys aren't married. You have to petition the court in some type of way to become a part, have the last name.
I think some kids, I think what we're missing is that we have to be realistic about why some of these things exist. Some children have their mom's last names because the mom didn't know the dad's last name. Let's just be real.
Well, I mean, some did, some,
At
the end of the day, it's standard. That's what happens. That's the default. When a kid is born, unless he signs the paperwork, and they even took the paperwork out of the hospital, at least here in Georgia, where you have to actually go petition the court. Before you used to be able to just sign something at the hospital, but they took that away. And now they help you take a blood test. All of those things are incorporated in petition the court for paternity. But the reason is because you guys are not married. So you have to do an extra step. And let's just say she gets pregnant by another man and she's married to you. Guess what? They say it's your kid. You are her husband. It is your child. Not that man. It is your child.
So when people ask us all the time, what is the benefit of getting married, right? This not going to jail for murder is the benefit of getting married. Because most men feel like if you mess with their kids, they will kill you.
Oh yeah.
If I have the rights to if I had the rights to my kids, then I guess I don't have to deal with this. This is why I'm glad I got the rights to my kids, because I'm not playing these games.
You're married.
I'm just listening to this story like, yeah, hell yeah. And I'm listening to these stories like, couldn't be me. No, I'm not. No, I can't go. I can't go. Nobody's go. I just can't go. I marry people then. Marry people and stay in the families and be with your kids. If you love your kids, you care about your kids, you want to be in their life, you're just gonna have to make the sacrifice. You're gonna have to chalk that shit up, big dog, and do what you need to do so you can be in their life. Because at this point, this shit could get dangerous. It could get real.
If my wife say I'm leaving you, I'm like, where are we going? You ain't going nowhere.
Like shit, these kids
you can't take no breaks, no nothing. Where we going? Oh, okay.